So last year around April, I made a video on the Arizona Coyotes stating why I think they will be a playoff team this NHL season, and about halfway through the year I kind of gave up on those hopes. It was a little bit of a bold prediction, I will admit that, because this isn't a team with all the star power, of all the other playoff teams that usually make it, but they played together, and this year it's been very, very impressive what they've been able to string together over the past little bit. They currently sit 3 points out of a playoff spot. Minnesota currently holds that second wildcard spot, but Arizona does have a game in hand, 15 games to go, and I definitely think if they keep up their play, this is a team that could potentially sneak into the playoffs. Now, a big reason of why Arizona is still in the playoff hunt is obviously because of how weak the Western Conference has been this season. 75 points gets you a wildcard spot at this point in the year, and probably getting around 93 to 95 points this season, you'll definitely squeak into the playoffs in the Western Conference especially. You still have pretty much everyone except LA, Anaheim, and Vancouver and Chicago kind of out of the race, but you never know what could happen if any of those teams go on a run. They definitely could get back into things because, like I said, currently Minnesota holding that second wildcard spot with 74 points. Arizona right now with a record of 33, 29, and 5 has 71 points, 3 points out of the playoffs with the game in hand over the Minnesota Wild. And when you look at the individual player stats on this Arizona team, you would not think that they would even be close to the playoffs. Clayton Keller is their leading scorer, 67 games played, 13 goals and 29 assists for 42 points, and that's not really a total where you would think that would lead a playoff team. But in my opinion, the biggest reason why Arizona has stayed competitive this year throughout all of the injuries is just the depth and people playing their role. Guys like Vinny Hinostroza has been amazing this season for them so far. Nick Schmaltz was playing very, very good for them. Obviously, it does suck that he had to go down with that injury, and it's not a really good look on Arizona that after they trade Domi and after they trade Dylan Strome, they both have breakout years and, become the players that they were supposed to be with Arizona. But nonetheless, they're making the best of what they have right now, and it just seems like this team loves to play together. I was watching them play against Detroit the other night, and they were just skating laps around Detroit. This team plays with such energy, and then obviously I think the biggest reason is Darcy Kemper. Now, last year Antti Raanta had an amazing year. There was even some people saying he should get consideration for the Vezina Trophy. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen when you have a goalie of a non-playoff team, but nonetheless, coming into the year, people thought he was really going to be probably the biggest reason why they could be competitive and, make a push at the playoffs, but it's been the opposite. He's had some injuries this year. He's only 5-6 when he did play, but a big reason why they're still competitive is Darcy Kemper, who has a record of 21, 15, and 5, a 2.49 goals against, and a 920 save percentage. He really just has been excellent this season. He's given them a chance to win on a regular basis, and that has kept them in the playoff hunt. Now, this is a team that I'm definitely rooting for and potentially could be that team to come out of this crazy Western Conference playoff race and, get one of them final 2 wildcard spots. Now, I don't know how much damage they could do in the playoffs. You never know if the team does get healthy. I definitely think they could make a pretty good run at one of the top teams in the first round, maybe bring them to 5 or 6 games. The experience I definitely think would be good for a lot of the young guys on this team. Now, they faced a lot of odds this year. Obviously, Alex Galchenyuk was injured for a good chunk of the year. Derek Stepan, it seems like he's in and out of the lineup. And then obviously the big one is Nick Schmaltz, who's not going to be able to play probably until next season. And then obviously Antti Raanta is on the IR as well. But they're finally starting to get healthy a little bit. You have guys coming back into the lineup. And when Derek Stepan comes back and he's fully healthy, and if Alex Galchenyuk and Clayton Keller can play like we know they can, this is a pretty talented team, and they have a lot of guys that you don't really think of as players that would be huge impact players. But, Christian Dvorak, Vinny Hinostroza, Richard Panik, and those guys are definitely capable of putting up some pretty decent offensive numbers. So that is just going to wrap up this video on the Arizona Coyotes. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. Obviously, if you guys haven't seen it, you can go back and check out the video I made last April talking about Arizona and if I think they can be a playoff team this season. And I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about the Western Conference playoff race. Who do you think are going to be those final 2 wildcard teams when the season does come to an end? And do you think Arizona has any shot at not only making the playoffs, but even winning a round once they get there? And just your overall thoughts on the team. So that is going to wrap up the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and make sure to let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the Arizona Coyotes. And with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.